Do you remember Ko, the face stealer from Avatar: The Last Airbender? That creature that had a ton of different faces that it stole from its victims? Well, what if that thing was a Redditor? Do I have you piddling in your britches yet from this scary campfire story? I should, because it's real. I know Reddit and creeps go together like macaroni and cheese, but this particular specimen is special. He's like an SCP of pure delusion, cringe, and obsession. A dangerous mix, a recipe for disaster. And over the course of like 2 or so years, he's made a bunch of different accounts in order to message one lady in particular. And I'm sure this isn't the only person he's been messaging through all of these accounts. I imagine all of the other people are probably just too afraid to show anything or talk about anything in regards to this guy, because they're probably fearing for their lives. They're probably worried that he's going to show up at their doorstep and turn them into furniture like Ed Gein, because this guy is a fucking freak. I haven't gone over Weirdo messages in a while, so I thought it was time to dust off the swamp ass throne here to take a peek. The messages we're about to look at are the newest. They're only a couple of days old, and they come years after she thought she had already defeated this menace. But I guess there was a post-credit scene with like a hand reaching from the grave, and now he's back. And he's found her on Instagram, and he's starting to harass her there. Now, Buddy starts by activating his Sharingan of Riz. He's alting. He says, "Hey, can I slide her? We spoke on Reddit for a while." What an incredible opening line. This is no doubt a pickup artist. This guy fucks. Naturally, she asks, "Who is this?" Because there's no profile picture here. I imagine the account name is some kind of like throwaway nonsense that looks like an Xbox Live arcade code. And he says, "I don't know how to describe it. It was also some time ago, but you have a great profile, ha ha ha, and amazing highlights. You seem very outgoing." Weaving a bit of mystery in there. This guy's good. "You know me, but I'm not going to tell you who I am. I actually don't know how to describe it, actually. Who am I?" An existential question. If you subscribe to solipsism, I mean, we don't need to get into the weeds of it, but you have such an amazing profile, m'lady. And I'm just the gentle sir for you. She presses him saying, "What do you mean you don't know how to describe it?" Because that just doesn't compute. What do you mean you can't describe who you are if we spoke before? You come in here out of the blue unprompted saying that you know me, and then you can't describe that? What the fuck is wrong with you? What insane asylum did you squeak out of by accident? I mean, like, I can't remember anything besides how you look like, and I don't have our chats anymore. Only this right now. I don't even know your name. You even shot with guns. You Americans are crazy. She's talking to a lobotomite. He's suffering from amnesia, it sounds like. What do you mean you don't know? Like, you said we spoke on Reddit. You don't remember your Reddit account name or anything? And he tries to reassure her, "Oh, I don't even know your name, actually. I only remember what you look like." And just going off of that picture in my head, in my mind's eye, I was able to find your Instagram account somehow. Dude's trying to cosplay like he had his brain scrambled by MK Ultra and can't remember anything except for bits and pieces about this lady's appearance. He is very clearly just trying to avoid saying the Reddit name because he knows that she'll know that it's that weirdo creep from years ago that kept making tons of different accounts to keep harassing her. Also, I think I should clarify this because it may have been confusing. It started 2 years ago, but it wasn't like some one-time instance where this guy just made like a ton of different accounts and she blocked them all and that was it. Just, put the kibosh on it. He continued to do this for a long period of time. Like, there's a post from her from 2 years ago with him doing it, a post from a year ago with him doing it. So he's kept doing this behavior for a long time. And now this is just his most recent rodeo here again. Somehow, creepy Redditor returned. The creepy Redditor of 1,000 faces. She says again, "Who are you?" "I don't know. That's the only thing I know. Maybe I told you my name and you'll remember. It's blank." I imagine whatever name he gave right there isn't his real name. He probably just dropped an alias or just a fake name that he probably thought sounded cool. I bet my sweet Bippy that he just chose a name that he lifted from anime. "Oh yeah, it's me, Thorfinn. You don't remember anything, do you? And what's your name? Sorry, but I forgot." What do you mean you don't remember anything? You've given her no information. What the fuck are you talking about? What is she supposed to be trying to remember here? You are a complete stranger who hasn't even left like a single fucking breadcrumb to piece this puzzle together. She says, "What's your name on Reddit?" Point blank. That should be super easy to answer. And he goes, "Wait, let me think. Actually, it could be, I don't remember. Damn, it was so long ago. I don't know, I can't see the chat. I think you blocked me. But still, you are a bigger red flag than me. Oh boy howdy, he just dropped a bombshell and immediately goes on the defensive. I think you blocked me. But it's because you're a huge red flag and you were intimidated by my overwhelming masculinity and the very strong jawline that I have. I've been mewing a lot. You were the problem then, but I'm willing to forgive you. I just don't remember what my Reddit account was. I'm sure you block a lot of people, so this probably wasn't like a dead giveaway, right? I blocked you? This is why you won't tell me your name. I don't know, I am not that familiar. I don't see the chat, and a bit of time has passed. You're from the US, right? I am from Europe. I don't even know what this strategy is here. I blocked you? I don't know. I'm not familiar. It's a lot of time has passed. You're from the US, right? Hey, did you know I'm from Europe? Said no European ever. Usually, if someone's going to talk about where they're from, they're not just going to say the whole fucking continent. So I'm starting to highly doubt that this guy is actually from Europe. He's probably just in the US and making shit up here. I don't really get what he's even trying to accomplish. It's just so weird. Like, it's not even like flirting or anything. It doesn't do anything. It's actual just like, it's like NPC dialogue in a video game that you'd hear in the background that's malfunctioning. Like, it doesn't work. It's not even like statements he's making. It's just disjointed thoughts that he's shitting out. But this was enough to let the cat out of the bag. She says, "You're the one who was DMing me from different accounts." Yeah, and I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling Redditors. So smart, but I can't see the chats anymore. Hopefully you are not creeped out or something. I am sorry. But you have an insane memory, especially if you have to read so much lol. And she just goes, yeah, you're fucking creepy, goodbye. And he says, no! He probably saw that goodbye text message come through and he literally reached at his computer going, no! Like some kind of dramatic death scene in a movie. But now let's take a look at how we got to this point. Let's go to some previous seasons with encounters of this kaiju of cringe. We'll go all the way back to the beginning, 2 years ago. These are the first of the sacred texts, and it actually does look like they were at least exchanging DMs before this conversation happened, before he went full mask off and showed just how weird he was. So he goes, yeah, no worries. You just have to pick the right one, haha. Did someone send you a tribute? And she says, what do you mean? Now, if you've been around the cyberspace for as long as I have, you immediately know what he's talking about. He's talking about a cum tribute. That's something that only the most deplorable of degenerates engage in, where they come on someone's picture, or they even do it to figurines too, where they put them in a jar and then come on it, or sometimes they don't even use the jar. They go no props, they just do it raw. And that is what he is talking to her about here. This guy is so brain rotted that in the middle of like what seems to be some kind of conversation between these two, he starts talking about cum-tributing to her. Like a cum tribute to your selfies. Just talking about it so casually, like this is a normal thing that normal, sane people do. What are you talking about? I don't know, I could expect it from Redditors. I love that he tries to talk down on Redditors. He is literally like the quintessential Redditor that people make fun of. I'm so confused. What are you talking about? Like coming to your selfie and sending it to you. Or was that too much? Why would you even say that? Boredom, I guess? That's dangerous. I don't know. I finished studying and I am waiting until I meet friends of mine. He is trying so hard not to seem like a fucking loser, so at the end he's like, oh, I don't know, like something Redditors would do. I'm not like one of them. I'm just kind of bored, you know? I was studying and now I'm waiting for my friends to come over. I got like 50 friends coming over because they wanted to hang out and like smoke cigarettes with me and shit, because like that's kind of what we do. And then maybe I'll end up having a threesome tonight, but I kind of just want to talk to you about all this splooge news, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out is all. Now, apparently she blocked him after that. I can't imagine why. And he was just as perplexed as I am. His confusion was so strong that he made a new account to message her again and try and get to the bottom of this mystery. Come on. And then I think he says her name there. Like, I am not doing anything, just being high. Like, come on, you can't get mad at him just for being high and talking about cum tributes. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, I have a soul. Are you serious? You text me from a new account? You're the creepiest person I've met on here. Seriously. It's getting weird, yeah, but I enjoyed talking to you. Please stop. Send a selfie. I will also send one. No, fuck you. No! I don't know. I think we could have a good chat. Dropping his signature classic, no, right before being blocked. I like that. I like how he says that they can have a good chat if given the chance. But it seemed like they were chatting, and then things just went off the rails, completely unhinged, with him bringing up busting a load, like tributes to her. I don't know what he expected. I don't know why he thinks that's something that's normal. And he also just in the middle of this asks for a selfie and then tries to bargain by saying, I'll give you one. Like, you know, if you show me yours, I'll show you mine. Come on, this is a great deal. Show me a selfie and I'll give you one. I know you really want one. Come on. Like it's some kind of gift. It's not like she's asking for a selfie. Nobody wants that. And there's no doubt in my mind he was just going to send some random person's picture. He probably would have chosen like Henry Cavill, like, surprise, it's been me, Henry Cavill, this whole time. Don't you feel silly for blocking me on the other account? All right, now let's talk seriously. Because this guy's probably like, I think he's probably on the much older side of things, just judging by the way he talks. And he has just been so poisoned by being just glued to Reddit that certain things on there, like tributes, he thinks are like normal things that younger people do. So after a couple blocks, he sends another one here from a new account, and it says, okay, will we talk if I send a selfie? Please, I want to prove to you that I am a 20-year-old chilled dude. Actually also a romantic. And are you actually doing fitness? Answer this and I will send you a selfie. Nobody fucking wants a selfie. It's not a reward. It's a punishment. It's a goddamn curse. And he keeps saying it. Like, look, if you just answer these questions like, are you into fitness? I'll send you a selfie. You've been begging for one. I'll do it. And please send me one. Come on, it's that easy. He just keeps mentioning that he'll send a selfie like, will we talk if I send one? Will this get you to finally open up to me? Fine, I'll give in and send you one of these, I suppose. Fuck, man, it's so weird. This dude's made a ton of accounts just to keep doing this to this person. And again, I imagine many others, but this is the only text from him that I can find thus far. It's so creepy. I always just find it fascinating how someone like him can exist. You can read these. Like, he's seeing the same messages we are, but to him, it's fine, and she's in the wrong. He even calls her a big red flag. It's fucked up. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this a little bit. Been a while since we checked out some classic creepy messages, and that's about it. So yeah. It's been a while since I've gone over diabolical texts, and today I've got a doozy for you. It's a maniac melting down over mayonnaise, blowing a gasket, going ballistic at his girlfriend because he believes that she has tampered with his mayonnaise, and even goes as far as to lightly accuse her of trying to poison him through this new state of matter that he found the mayonnaise in. He's a 46-year-old gentle sir, tip the fedora, who's a big mayonnaise enthusiast that really thinks he stumbled across a grand conspiracy here that his girlfriend is at the helm of. We begin our journey into madness. He says, funny how all the Hellmans is liquid state. Ideas? This is clearly confusing to her because it reads like a fucking riddle. She says, what? What does that mean? Lived on my own since 96. Never seen that. 2 separate bottles. I love the way he says that, lived on my own since 96. That's like some shit you'd hear from like some washed up loser who's like, yeah, as you know, I was the quarterback that led my high school football squad to the state championship in 98. Go Warthogs. I could have been pro if it wasn't for that damn case of athlete's foot. She then asks, are you talking about Mayo? Which he responds saying, bravo. What a fucking douchebag. This guy is turbo dweeb. And then she says, so we went all day not fighting and you're ending the night fighting over Mayo. Okay. That's a pretty sad message because it sounds like they fight all the time. He then gets his monocle out and begins his interrogation, connecting the pieces of this puzzle like it's fucking L.A. Noire. Super weird you disappeared when you dude. And both of them melted in the fridge. I have samples. This man's got the beakers out and he's mixing chemicals, testing the viscosity and the compounds within the mayo. She then reminds him that she doesn't eat mayonnaise and then asks what melted. And he just says, "Inver seen anything like it, going to bed." What in the world are you talking about? Great question. Try to answer tomorrow. Weirdo is speaking in riddles. The timeline is all cattywampus, so he's saying that it's odd she disappeared at some point. I don't know what he even meant by that. He said that she disappeared when dude. I don't know what that means, so I'm guessing he thinks that when she wasn't like in the room with him, she must have been contaminating the mayonnaise and liquefying it for some reason. What an unhinged theory from a dangerously stupid goober. I wonder if he also goes to the fridge and freaks out when he sees that his expired milk is a little chunky. Does he accuse his girlfriend of foul play then too? Like, you harlot! You chunkified my milk! These are cyanide crystals in here! You want me dead! Like, how can he be 46 years old and not understand that mayonnaise is an emulsification of oils and egg, and sometimes that shit can just separate? Mental break, I guess you're having. Nothing you're saying makes sense. First mayo, now something about melting? How's this? I use Hellmann's mayo regularly, as you know. I know the viscosity. Oh, what is this guy? The fucking mayor of mayonnaise? This guy a mayonnaise sorcerer? A wizard? He understands it inside and out? He's like a spokesperson for Hellmann's. He's like advertising the shit out of this product. Both containers are literally liquid. Nothing else has melted in the fridge. And she says, and I did this? He says, I didn't. And she replies with a gif just calling him crazy. Which he is. He is crazy. She didn't do it. You didn't do it. It's something that happens to mayonnaise. You've been living on your own since 96, boofing mayonnaise for fucking 46 years, and you don't understand that mayonnaise can separate. I feel like even if someone explained this to him, he would just disregard it because he chooses not to believe it. He would rather believe that his girlfriend is trying to kill him through liquefying his mayonnaise. It's scary that people can end up at a point like this guy. Does he also go outside and shake his fist whenever the wind blows because he doesn't understand who's making the wind blow? I'd been planking leftovers for late dinner all night before tomorrow starts a new week. Then mayo came out like soy sauce. That's a first. Then the other container did it. Never seen that in my life, even when mayo is left out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's got the magnifying glass out and he's looking at the footprints and he's starting to piece together what's happening. And then she says, and you're blaming me. I don't even eat mayo. Case in point. And I'm crazy. I don't even know what case in point he's talking about. Like, exactly. You don't eat mayo. Checkmate. She then wants just like full clarification on what he actually thinks is going on. So she says, what is it exactly you think I did? And he disregards that, just saying I'm going to sleep. Hey, Buster, don't forget to check under your bed for the boogeyman that's sabotaging your mayonnaise. Melted mayo. Sabotage your mayo. Wow. Good night. He says, do yourself a favor. Open trash can and look. Tell me it's normal. Just look at both containers. I don't even need to open your trash can. It's normal. She didn't liquefy your mayonnaise, man. It wasn't, pumped full of, plutonium or something to take you out. That happens to mayonnaise. And then here's where it gets real spicy. He says, thus far you haven't been able to poison me. Moron's been watching too much Game of Thrones. He thinks that everyone's out to get him. You're mental. We watch the same shows, which tells me he actually just can't separate reality from fiction. But I would love to know what show has a character poison another through watery mayonnaise. She says, save those bottles and go get them examined, lol, and your brain while you're at it. And he says, well, they are in the trash. Feel free to investigate. 100% he should double fist those Hellmann's and take them to a forensic lab to get them checked. He should absolutely do that, and I guarantee, even when it comes back totally normal, no contaminants, he would still disregard it and say that they're lying, it's all a big conspiracy, they're working with his girlfriend to take him out. He then says, tell me if the consistency makes sense. Holy shit, this guy. So she says, so I tried poisoning you. What the hell is wrong with you, dude? I haven't touched your mayo or anyone's mayo, not even touched store mayo. How is it different from last night? What happened last night? I made a sandwich with mayo. Oh no, the smoking gun! Just last night, the mayo was the perfect viscosity, and then today, it's ruined! There's only one explanation. It must have been poisoned by my girlfriend. I realize how odd this is, but I've never seen anything like this. He's making it sound like some kind of crazy scientific discovery, like he just discovered fucking an alien spacecraft that crash landed in his backyard. I've never seen anything of this sort on this planet. It doesn't compute. Mayo doesn't just do this, and you randomly started being calm and cordial this morning, unprompted after weeks and weeks of deliberately being impossible. I threw it all out. This guy sounds like such an asshole. An actual unhinged, delusional, dumb, turbo idiot asshole. Like, Mayo does do that. Like, it is well known for doing that. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. It's well documented. And he's talking about it like this is some one-of-a-kind phenomenon, and the only logical explanation is that it must have been poisoned. And she just says, "You are nuts," which he is. He then says, "It spreads a certain way, unless somehow that has changed. But it would have been within the last 24 hours. It was like it had melted." She just says, "Dude. Yeah, dude. You know I use mayo on sandwiches. This was like a melted mayo spread. Never seen anything like it. From both bottles." And then she's just like, "Okay, then we'll take the bottles tomorrow, have somewhere examine them, and you can come put them somewhere safe." Put his mayo in a vault, a refrigerated vault. "You can find them in trash can. Please feel free to examine them and prove me wrong. I know it sounds weird going to bed. It's weird as fuck and mental. It's just oddly mean. Good night, dude." I don't know why he keeps challenging her to prove him wrong. It would only take one quick Google search to figure out why his mayonnaise has ended up in that state, and it has nothing to do with his girlfriend tampering with it to make an attempt on his life. What a bizarre lunatic, making a huge hubbub about mayonnaise, and then accusing his girlfriend of trying to kill him. That's craziness. I got a little parasocial here trying to learn more about this guy. I got so curious to learn more about him, and she had made a couple other posts about him. The other ones are just really sad. I'm not going to get into it, but there's nothing I learned more about him except that he is a big asshole that is very unstable, and she should absolutely leave him as soon as possible. ASAP. So anyway, I just had to talk about this a little bit. It was a wild read. That's it. See ya. If you're in a relationship right now, I hope this doesn't ruin it for you, but you may never look at your partner the same because they're just not going to match up to this Adonis I'm about to show you. The self-described 0.5% boyfriend on the planet. He's pretty much everything you could ever want in a partner, and we get to see that firsthand as he brags to his ex about all of the matches he's getting on Hinge. So the background is, these two were dating. He is apparently a doctor, she's a nurse, they broke up. I can't imagine why with the way he talks in these text messages. He seems like a very secure, stable individual. So I don't know what the conversation was that was preceding this, but he says, "If you are even thinking it, I'm down for an open relationship. You and I can do whatever we want. I'll probably sleep with someone before January anyway." The benevolent saint read her mind, knew that she was thinking like, I kind of want to still fuck this guy. So he let her know right up front that he's definitely still down for that, but he's going to have to pencil her in around this upcoming coitus session that's going to happen before January, no doubt. Like I said, I don't know what the conversation was that preceded it, but it was probably some shit like, "Hey, can you come collect your stuff?" And he's like, listen. I know what you're thinking. And the answer is yes. I will still fuck you in this open relationship that you desperately want us to be in. I'm okay with that. I'll make that sacrifice. She rejects that generous offer, saying she's looking for a boyfriend. He says, okay, offer stands. Immaculate business acumen, letting her know that the offer is still on the table when she comes to her senses. Always down to clap cheeks and get head. Speaking like Duke Nukem out here. "I came to be a weirdo loser to my ex and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum." And then he just for some reason throws this in there. "This is out of control. 14 convos. Day 1 of Hinge." Oh, you can just taste the tears. He is trying so hard to make it seem like he's moving on and is actually very happy that the relationship has ended. Look at how many conversations he's having on Hinge. He needs to brag about it to his ex. I also imagine a chunk of those conversations are with bots. This is like the guy who brags about all the sexy singles from his area that he's talking to after clicking on a porn banner. But either way, he's just trying to go out of his way to be an asshole to his ex to make her feel bad. Just unprompted sending Hinge conversations he's been having with other women. When he doesn't get any response, he starts spiraling and melting down, monologuing like a cartoon villain. I mean, obviously most of these girls would be an upgrade, so why would I get back with a broke girl who isn't even close to finishing school? You pushed me into something better. You literally asked me to get a gun. I don't have any ammunition and it's locked in a case when it gets here. Just another example of stupid communication. Such a stupid and confusing girl. I'm getting updated headshots once I'm all tanned up from Vegas from 2 professional photographers. And I update my wardrobe so everyone will get to see the new hairline. Oh. Jeepers creepers. Man's got the Rogaine foam out and he's getting very excited to showcase it in his new Crocs and Hawaiian t-shirt. Probably use your birthday money for it. That was supposed to be a little dagger to jab her with. I'm using your birthday money for this, by the way. Brother, the relationship's over. I doubt she really cares what you use it for. Go ballistic, man. If you want to keep spamming minoxidil on your Tommy Pickles head, go crazy. Also, like clockwork with every single meltdown, it's always, well, I was actually like settling for you. You're like super beneath me. You're broke, and everyone I'm meeting on Hinge is clearly an upgrade. This was like the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I cannot stop smiling about it because now look at all of these upgrades that I'm getting on Hinge from you. Like I was doing you a favor by being with you. He then also had the courtesy to show her what the photos are going to look like when they're done. Photos going to look something like this. I want to take some photos together as well at a festival and some action shots doing hobbies. It's going to be fun and likely boost my profile even more. I'm already overwhelmed though. Right now I've got a serious case of stick-it-to-the-man-neosis from just getting too much pussy, but I'd like to elevate my profile a bit more so I can reach challenger rank on Hinge. He then just sends some random photos of dudes he saw on Google Images, typing in things like man on bike and stuff like that, and he just sends those randomly. There's no doubt in my mind he didn't actually plan any photography sessions. He just wanted some shit here to like brag about, kind of like, look at how much better I'm doing. Check out these like new photos I'm going to be doing. Like I'm going to be riding a bike. These action shots of me doing my hobbies of undressing anime figurines, they're going to go crazy on Hinge and people are going to love them. Honestly, my ultimate goal is to find someone with an impressive career who comes from a good family. That's something I really missed with you and stressed me out. I want my children to aspire to be great and your family reeks with complacency. Who asked? This man's just fucking vomiting all the spaghetti in his brain here. He's just fucking dumping nonsense. Who is asking you what your goals are? Nobody cares. Hypergamy is real. Women with great careers don't want partners who are less educated or make less money. I'm in the top 0.5%, so it puts me in an elite group when I finish. I really want to see what I can find once I beef things up on the profile. 70% of people nowadays meet each other online. He's got the stats, and the stats say that he should be happy, so he is happy. He's super happy because he's the 0.5% in an elite group of boyfriend material. So you know he's happy. You can tell he is just beaming with enthusiasm, with joy. It's the holly jolly season, and he is feeling the spirit. He just keeps going on and on. I'll just date for fun until someone comes along worth marrying, kind of like what I did with you. Literally pages of glizzy gobblers. I'm the MIDI king. Oh man, he's slaying. Yeah, he's putting in the work right now. You can just see it. Calling them glizzy gobblers and MIDI. He keeps referring to all of his matches as MIDI. He's actively just putting down all of the women that find him attractive. Like, he doesn't even find them good looking. I think he just swiped right on every single person with a pulse on Hinge over a 24-hour period and managed to get 14 matches. And now he's just calling himself the MIDI king. At least these middies won't give me such a headache like you did, won't lie to me about everything and manipulate me into getting a gun and then tell me they think I'm going to shoot them. You are the insane one, walking red flag. Yeah, he comes across as a pretty sane guy, so if he's calling someone insane, you know that holds water. There's no red flags I've picked up on here yet from this guy. I would never marry a woman like you. Fakest person I know. The whole sweet girl thing is such a facade. Your family knows the angry, manipulative, stubborn bitch you are on the inside. Like I said, I don't want you back. I want to date these girls and have fun until I meet someone worth marrying. But always down to fuck you and get head. I'm just not going to be exclusive anymore. I don't marry middies. Now you can hang out as much as you want with your simp guy friends who get no pussy. It's a symbiotic relationship. A depressed and insecure girl who needs validation and 4 out of 10 or lower guys with no ambition or drive or any redeeming qualities that would make them dateable getting some attention from a middy. And she just says, stop texting me. This dude talks like those loveless virgins on Twitter that are always whining and crying on there about women. It's so... I don't even know where I would start with unpacking this one. It's just pathetic. Like, this is this is a doctor, apparently. What in tarnation? Dr. Dork, maybe. But jeepers. Wow. Anyway, this is what a 0.5% mate looks like. This is like the elite group of boyfriends. And unfortunately, she didn't realize how lucky she got. She hit the lottery jackpot. And now, well, he's seen the light. So now he gets to go on Hinge and be the king of middies, as he says. He loves the middies, but he'd never marry one. He's clearly over his previous relationship, which is why he's sending paragraphs to his ex bragging about this and just spitting out his goals and all kinds of insults towards her and her family and everything. He's absolutely happier now. It's very evident. But I would like to move on to another short adventure that I went on through some text messages today. This is a very brief one. A Redditor had a friend that made a purchase that ended up being a bit of a scam, and it's a purchase that I can actually relate to in a pretty big way. It's a sex doll. So he was saying that the pictures that he purchased from looked nothing like the product he received, saying he's disappointed. His friend is just laughing at his trauma though, which I think is just very rude. This guy is clearly going through it. He just got scammed. He was looking for love. He didn't get what he ordered. There's so many things that most people should be able to pump their fist behind and say, yes, this man was wronged. I am on his side. He bought a sex doll and didn't receive the one that he had ordered. So he said, I should have let the process facility cancel the order and never reordered it back. His friend continues to laugh at him. I'm throwing it away tomorrow or something. He's still getting laughed at. He then says, bro, even the fucking Ona hole is too small. I don't know what the Ona hole is. That might be like a trademarked part of the sex doll. I don't know his particular model, but that might be like patent pending technology. He's trying to set his friend straight here, letting him know, like, hey, this isn't really the hilarious situation you think it is. It's a big scam. I ordered sitting position, it came in standing position, stupid seller, scammer. He then sends a picture of the sex doll that he received. This, it's not the highest quality item, I'll be the first to admit here. This looks like you're having sex with a Sega Dreamcast character. It's basically just a big noodle with a Google image face on it. The company that produced this should be ashamed of themselves. They didn't even have the decency of putting titties on it. This looks like one of Floop's Fluglies from Spy Kids. So unfortunately, there's a huge scammer on the loose, so buyer beware if you're in the market for any sex dolls. But the reason I said I can relate to this is because I actually had a sex doll that looked remarkably similar to that. Many of you may remember a few years ago when I was in my competition with Belle Delphine, where I had like the craziest collection of sex toys and dildos, fleshlights, all of that. The whole 9 yards there, the kit and caboodle of all the sex toys. One of the items I had that I mentioned and showed in a couple videos was a sex doll that looked very close to that. Not the exact same model. It was this one. Now, at the very least, that model at least had titties on it and a usable mouth hole if your cock was 2 inches long. The gentle sir on Reddit, it didn't even have that. It was actually just like a piece of printer paper with a woman's face glued on to an inflatable thing, an inflatable tube thing, really. Like, I didn't even see any holes I censored it myself. I didn't even see any holes on his model. The one I had at least did have all of that, but you would be a damn fool to try and fuck it, because that sex doll I had, it was like made out of broken glass. It was like the sharpest material ever. If you did put your cock in it, it wasn't coming out in one piece. It'd be sliced and diced. It'd be like sticking your cock in a wood chipper. It was completely unusable for that purpose, which is why I had it as kind of like a background object where I put like a shirt on her. Now, God rest her soul, she's no longer with us, unfortunately. She melted at the warehouse, as did most of my collection of sex toys, because the Florida heat was not kind to them in an unventilated building. They didn't appreciate that very much, so pretty much everything melted. But yeah, I can relate to his purchase here, because what he received, since he was actually buying it to have sex with it, he would not have been successful with it. I can tell you for sure, because I had something similar, and there is no human being on the planet, no matter how masochistic, that would actually fuck it and be pleased they would be in excruciating pain and miserable. The agony would be overriding any sense of pleasure they could have possibly felt. So yeah, I just wanted to briefly talk about that on the back of talking about the awesome boyfriend. Anyway, that's about it. So yeah. It's often been said, even by me, that with 8 billion people on this planet, it's silly to think that you're meant to be all alone. That there's no one out there for you, or that there's nobody out there that will like you. It's an outrageous way of thinking. Or so I thought. Today I was introduced to what I believe is the first documented case of a human being that is truly destined to be all alone. A friendless, loveless loser that has a biography that's equal parts fascinating and frightening. He wrote a 10-page manifesto about himself, pitching him as like a potential partner or even a potential friend to somebody on the planet. It's on an app where people go to make friends internationally, as I understand it. And this guy has wrote down something that you'd find scribbled on like the walls of a padded cell. But I don't believe that this is a real person. I think someone made this account to try and frame someone they don't like into looking like a fucking psychopath. Now, I saw this floating around a lot with people clowning on it, and that's how I saw it. Matt sent it to me because he was giggling about it. I don't think it's real. Like, someone actually sat down and spent a lot of time writing this, but I don't think they did it earnestly. This bio is just some parts of my personality. I can be serious, I can be hilarious, I can be sneaky sometimes. I don't even understand myself. I think I'm crazy. But the whole point is, Noi here for fun. It's with the doodle bob there. Manoi, mamoy, moi, manoi. I'm just here to ruin your life. I'm going to tease your mind, making you thinking about me 24/7. Before anything, I need you to get rid of your vibrator, dildo, or whatever you have, even your boyfriend, because you don't need that anymore. And then wacky emoji. By the way, I'm redacted. And then the birthday. He's coming out the gate swinging here. He's immediately off the rails. Everything's caps locked. This reads like a PSA, like something the CDC would put out during a listeria outbreak. And, you know, he's saying, throw away your dildo, throw away your vibrator, throw away everything you thought you knew about penis, because I'm going to change the very definition of what cock even means. I'm going to take you to a new dimension of pleasure. We're going to, you know, check these fake wieners at the door. You're going to get the real thing with me. Don't worry, this handsome man can't be pervert, even if I ask for maybe that is examination, hope you fail. I can't parse what the fuck that's supposed to even say. That is actual just jumbled nonsense hooey. What examination was failed? The pervert exam? Oh man, that's rough. He's got to go back to pervert class. And we live in 2025. Corn is everywhere. Just replace the C with P. I'm explaining that because I know girls are not that smart. Come on, like this is clearly written by some homunculus here. It's meant to be bad. Like it feels like it's just rage bait. Don't exactly get why you'd be making a rage bait profile on an international friend-finding app that's apparently not that popular from what I can tell. I don't know what the goal is or what you accomplish. Maybe it was written by some like 15 or 16-year-old out there somewhere that thought this was just like the best joke ever on one of their classmates. I don't really know, but I'm pretty confident in saying that this isn't real, but they definitely spent like 2 or 3 hours writing this fucking thing, because not even ChatGPT could spit out something this garbage. I'm single though, don't waste this opportunity. Ain't saying this is going to be easy for you, but who knows. I have many hobbies like reading, working out, boxing, punching everything I find, listening to music, and I do watch a lot of series and movies. Netflix just mailed me this. Sir, you just watched all our content, please find girlfriend, so here I am. Real quick, there's no punctuation here, so I'm just kind of reading this all in like a fucking speed run. But the fact that he wrote that, even ironically, it just puts puke in your mouth. Sir, you just watched all our content, please find girlfriend. Netflix mailed him that. Wow, what a zinger. And the next paragraph, I'm surprised he didn't drop a rar holds up spork. Oh, fuck. So at the bottom there, he mentions an Instagram handle and then says that he sends great reels, so get your ass over there and bring some snacks. Get the popcorn because it's going to be quite the show. And I'm pretty sure that's not
the actual Instagram of the person who wrote this. I really think this is just written by someone that wants people to go to that Instagram and make fun of the guy. Because it's all just a bunch of fucking baloney. I don't say compliments, and I'm not the type of guy who's gonna start saying some bullshit like, you gorgeous and I can't live without you. I might say stuff when I get excited, but I'm more reasonable, so you are lucky if you heard a 1 or a half a 1. Actually, like the owl from the Tootsie Pop commercial. A 1, a 2, a 3. And never mind if you didn't read the whole thing. Don't worry, I'm not mad at you, or am I? Definitely gonna kill you if you didn't read the whole shit. Even if you read it, definitely gonna kill you too, with kisses. See, the ways are different. It's so over the top in what it's aiming to do that it loops back around to just being extraordinarily pathetic for the person who wrote it. Like, it doesn't accomplish the goal. Like, I think it's so well, I guess it's not fully see-through, since people did think that it was legitimately a bio that this guy wrote for himself. But I don't think that's the case. I'm pretty sure this is just a fake profile set up to get people to go to that Instagram of someone that I guess they don't like. So that way they'd, shoot spitballs at him and throw tomatoes for such like a crazy, stupid bio that's cringe. But to me, the real cringe is whatever fucking loser wrote this bio in the first place. Like, it's not short. This goes on for 10 pages. And it's clearly not written by AI. This is written by someone who's borderline illiterate. They've got fucking smooth-brained Neanderthal noodle up there working with only a few neurons firing. It's such a tremendous waste of time that accomplishes nothing. Literally nothing. Because I bet most people probably just saw this profile pop up on their page, read the first paragraph, and then just moved on. And it was only this one person who was like laughing at them that they posted it online, and then other people laughed at them. But the Instagram handle is blacked out on all of it, so you can't even see who like the target of this profile even was in the first place. And even though I'm confident this is all written ironically, it is still such an unbelievably lame fucking thing to do that the person behind it is like, they should be ashamed. Like, the fact they even made this in the first place as a gag they thought was good should keep them up at night. I'm so humble, I don't care about looks, we all human, we have the badness and the goodness, it's our nature. Not here to judge, kind philosopher, I know, and you can write book about me, but you have to draw my dick after that. It's gonna take 2 pages though. Oh shit, too much information. And I do have thing for middle-aged ladies. Oh damn, you gorgeous ladies. Aren't you feel boring with your grandpa man of yours using pills? Take some young energy for real. Slowly, slowly, let me feel your lips moving on my sexy words. Really, 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 I don't use this slow app full with ads, so let's get to know each other on Instagram. And then once again, listing the Instagram handle. I won't bother with the other, 8 pages here. It's just so fucking cringe to even take the time to do this. They mention the Instagram handle 3 or 4 times, and then a Telegram account as well. So even if it's not meant to, have people harass whoever's Instagram account that is, it's meant to somehow scam people in some way with the rage bait here. It's just so fucking degenerate. It's a person on the other end of that. They did write this. This isn't a bot, because you can't make bots this dumb. So yeah, I don't think this is legitimate. I don't think this person on the friend finding app exists. This is some weirdo that wrote this fake profile for them in order to get people to go attack some Instagram handle. I don't know why. Anyway, though, yeah, I just wanted to talk about it a bit. That's it. See ya.
Let me paint you a scenario here. This is kind of like a gamer's version of Rorschach's. You have $600 lying around that you're saving for a rainy day. You live paycheck to paycheck, and it's emergency money for you and your fiancé. But Genshin Impact has some new gacha coming out. What do? Do you let that money sit there, idly, just waiting to be spent? Or do you take the initiative, like a true level 100 raid boss, and spend that $600 that you and your fiancé have been saving on that Genshin Impact drop? There's only one right answer. And unfortunately, that correct answer of spending the $600 of emergency funds on Genshin is getting this marriage in hot water. It's actively falling apart. Now, gamers are some of the most misunderstood creatures in the universe, but we're also the most advanced species, so I don't blame people for not always fully comprehending our methods. We can level up, we can emote,
We can even make you come through the computer screen. Watch this. Sorry. But sometimes shit just goes cattywampus. And this is one of those stories. So, this guy's fiance, his IRL life duos partner, found out that he spent $600 on Genshin, and it's not looking good. So his fiance finds out and tries to get a hold of him. We tune in the middle of this where he's saying, "Stop calling me." She insists that they need to talk right now, but he says, "You're not being fair at all. I explained my boundaries to you, but you're not respecting them. This is exactly what Redacted says is abusive about you." So she says in caps lock, "You spent $600 on our credit card on a fucking game. I explained it already to you. $600 for 2 virtual characters you don't need without asking when we are paycheck to paycheck. That card was for emergencies with the Civic." And then he just drops a screenshot of one of the Genshin Impact characters that he bought. An interesting strategy. He tries to turn this around on her and begins calling her abusive here in a little bit, but he starts by saying, "I told you my boundaries and you're not respecting them." What the fuck? I told you I was going to spend all of our money on Genshin Impact. You can't be getting mad at me. You're not respecting the groundwork I've laid out here. I told you I was going to do this. What's the issue here? This is very unreasonable. You told me you wanted her too, but you aren't happy for me, LMFAO. I like how he puts like the picture of the Genshin Impact character that he bought as like a, "Look at this. How can you be mad when I bought this for us? I did this for us. You said you wanted it too. How can you possibly be mad? So what? I spent all of our emergency money. Look at what we got for it in Genshin Impact. You should be thanking me." I just love how he's saying that she should be happy for him. Like, "Oh my god, honey, I'm so proud you bought this Genshin character with all of our remaining emergency money. Oh my goodness. I've never loved you so much." And he goes on to say, "Actually, I am done. I am a 29-year-old man. I am allowed to make purchases without needing your permission. That is an abusive dynamic. Explain that, or blank, explain that very well to me." Well, we're gonna jack out of the Matrix here for a moment here to digest that statement. I like how he puts his foot down. "I'm a 29-year-old man. If I want to waste $600 on Genshin Impact characters with money that we have been saving for emergencies while living paycheck to paycheck, then damn it, as a man, I'm gonna do it!" And he like rips his shirt like Hulk Hogan style. In his mind, I bet this went so hard. He's like, "I'm putting on the big boy britches this time. No. I'm a man. I'm a man. I can buy Genshin Impact characters all day till the cows come home if I want to. I don't need your permission. I am a hunter-gatherer. I gather Genshin Impact characters. Where's my juice box?" And then he has the chutzpah to say that this is an abusive dynamic from her for getting upset at him for spending all of their emergency money on Genshin Impact characters. This is like a pretty classic thing where they try and like spout therapy words at the other person to like belittle them or make it feel like it's their fault. So he's going for some big, bold strategies. "Yes, I said I want Farina. I didn't say we should spend hundreds to get constellations. You are a fucking addict. You already spent all our Christmas money on it. You're snooping into your fiance's purchases. You should take a look at yourself." She flips the bird at him and says, "This is a shared card that I set up for emergencies and you went behind my back. Why don't you tell Redacted about your gambling addiction to video game characters?" He just says, "A." That's like a classic anime, like, "Actually, Redacted told me all about your coercion, and I believe you are a narcissist personality. That is why you are continuing to try and control me and control my financial decision-making. You know this is my values, and I have had Farina as my wallpaper forever. I refuse to be verbally abused for being myself. I'm battling anxiety, and you do not care at all." There's a lot that just went on here. So he tries to make her feel bad for looking into the finances, saying you should look at yourself, which is a crazy thing to say when it's a shared credit card that she set up and you went behind her back to use that money for yourself. Like, it's not like she was snooping. She set it up, and it is your joint credit card with her, so of course she's going to see it. We then get into some real pathetic stuff where he calls her a narcissist that's trying to control him and control his financial decision-making. Brother, this isn't financial decision-making, this is Neanderthal caveman gooner brain. This guy's saying that he's had Farina as his wallpaper forever, so he had to indulge in this obsession. Brother, it makes you sound like fucking Gollum with your Precious, where he's like touching his phone, like petting Farina's wallpaper. No, you don't get it. I've had this for my wallpaper forever. I had to waste our money on it. How can you be so heartless? You know I'm battling anxiety. And wasting all of our money on Farina? That helps. Farina's the only thing that can cure my anxiety. Do you want me to suffer? Is that what you want? I'm a 29-year-old masculine beast. I have to spread my wings sometime and waste all of our money on Genshin gacha. You know this. I set those boundaries, you narcissist. He just has the gall to call her verbally abusive and controlling and a narcissist. Meanwhile, this unhinged goober just wasted $600 of their emergency funds for virtual Genshin characters. It's unbelievably pitiful. And he tries to blame her for not respecting his battle with anxiety. Hey, buddy, you know what's going to make that anxiety much worse? Having $0. I think that's going to make it a lot worse. Farina's not going to come to your rescue. She's not real. Sorry to hit you with the cold water. All you're doing is digging yourself into a deeper hole, and now you're losing your fiancé over it as well because you couldn't resist the urge to waste your money with her on this game behind her back. Everything pops off here in Act 4 of this. He spirals out of control. I don't want to get married to you. I'm not talking on the phone. So now he's the one calling the marriage off. If you can't respect me wasting all of our money on Farina and Genshin Impact characters, then we're just not meant to be, you narcissist. You thought that you could control me? You can't control me. I'm like Michael Jordan in his prime. You can't control me. You can only hope to contain me, but you can't do that either because I'm hard addicted to Genshin gacha. And I will waste all of the money that I ever see in my life on it. I emailed screenshots for my appointment tomorrow. Thank you. I emailed screenshots for my appointment tomorrow. Thank you for giving me a horrible anxiety attack and ruining my night. And no, I didn't do a fucking thing with Farina yet because of your calls. That's heartbreaking. I spent all this money on Farina, and you yapping and blabbering about how bad and big of a deal it is has prevented me from spending time with Farina. You proud of yourself now? I didn't even get to use Farina yet. As he's like shedding tears, profusely crying in his bathtub. She then makes a threat that sends him off the rails. This was threatening the nuclear option. She said, I'll call Capital One and dispute the charge. Your account will be banned. I have no doubt when he read that, his heart sank. The pit in his stomach expanding to a black hole in his soul. All the color in his world turned to gray as he was faced with the possibility of losing Farina. He said, try it. You'll lose me forever. Why? I'm going to Scottsdale for the night. Stop calling me for 12 hours and we can talk then. Good night. Will you please answer my mom? Please? So, during this, his mom, I guess, was trying to get involved. Like, how can you do this to my son? According to the fiancé here, his family started calling her abusive for this, which is crazy that even his family doesn't understand how bad it is to waste the emergency money on fucking Genshin Impact characters. So his mom, I guess, was trying to call to give her a piece of her mind, an earful on this. Like, how unreasonable can you be to my son, you abusive narcissist? And then he tries to do the old Jekyll and Hyde routine, so he comes back and says, I apologize for my reaction. As I said, my anxiety is bad today, and I have to do better. I love you. You don't need to dispute the charges. I'll get you the money soon. Redacted can spot me 600 tonight, so you can text him your Venmo. Anxiety really bad. Redacted, please. That damn anxiety using him like a goddamn fleshlight here. He treats anxiety like he's trapped in a fucking genjutsu. I love how everything about him changed once she threatened to dispute the charge and he might lose Farina. No, don't do that. Please, don't do anything drastic. We can still come back from this. Look, don't. Without Farina, I have nothing. I have nothing. So now he's getting his mom on the horn like, Mom, we have to save Farina. He's treating it like a hostage negotiation now. And he's like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Look, don't dispute the charges. Don't dispute the charges. I'll get the $600 another way. Anything but that. Please, God, no, don't do it. My anxiety is really bad. Look, it's just bad anxiety. Anxiety is what caused all of this. Look, we don't need to do anything like this. It doesn't have to be this extreme. Anyway, though, that's the whole text journey, but the poster did give a bit of an update. The marriage is off, and he's blocked her, but is still actively playing Genshin Impact on Discord, so he's at his mom's house doing that. She did get $600 sent to her, so she was able to get that back and lock the account, which is good. And also, it's good that they, got this out of the way before they were fully married. Because this would have been a disaster if this had happened during the marriage. That would have made it a lot messier. So, pretty rough situation overall, but at least it came before it was, fully, kaput in the books as a marriage. So she got to get out of it before things got too hairy. Anyway, though, what an interesting adventure. That's about it. So, yeah. Since the time we're little, we're kind of taught that surprises can be some of the most exciting things, like with Christmas and Santa bringing those wonderful presents that you don't know what to expect. Happy surprises are always very special, surprise parties, etc. But what happens when a creepy weirdo delivers the worst surprise imaginable? Himself. Background is this guy and this girl went on a date 6 months ago, one date, and then stopped talking, and now he's trying to reconnect. He reaches out saying, "Honey, put your shoes on." Literally sounds like dialogue out of an old 90s sitcom. She asks why. He says, "Just trust me and tell me when they're on." She is hesitant to do so, saying that she's all suspicious now. "I want you to do something for me." Words that'll win a woman's heart over, especially one you met 6 months ago and haven't talked to since. She was probably spending the entirety of these last 6 months wondering if there's anything she could do for this guy, and now she has the opportunity. Are they on? Maybe. Put them on, babe. She says, okay, they're on. Obviously, she's just lying here. I don't think she was actually getting her shoes on and her Sunday best to go do whatever this guy was asking her to do for him. He then says, "Now go for a little walk out front and look up at the sky." It's like a fucking video game walkthrough right now, like an old GameFAQs walkthrough. She then says, "I can't, my neighbor will talk to me back." So I guess her neighbor will start an unskippable cutscene, so now she's saying back as in like the backyard as a compromise here, which I am shocked she's even like negotiating with terrorists here. He then says, "Has to be front, you can't see at the back angle." Which makes it seem like it's going to be one of those like banners that fly overhead with a plane that says, "Will you marry me?" or something. So you're supposed to go out front and look at the sky and see that shit. "How do you know where my house is facing?" "I dropped you off, remember? It's worth it, I promise." Man's just got great memory. He put that fucking UAV in the air and he's got her on lock all the time now. "Do you remember where I live? I'm looking through the front window." Yeah, of course, all I had was kombucha that night. I think it's pretty obvious. He's here right now. The call came from inside the house. So this guy is clearly in the area here trying to get her to leave her domicile so she'd wander out into the tall grass and have the random encounter with this fucking creep. Now, I think this is a guy who's probably watched one too many rom-coms where you see the classic cliche of they go on one date and then many moons down the line the guy just shows up again, they fall madly in love and rekindle or whatever. In reality, that's not ever going to happen, really. They went on a date 6 months ago, and now this guy's trying to like go big here, hit the fucking grand salami by showing up or putting on this big song and dance, like being at her home. But it's already weird in the first place that he'd even remember exactly where she was and try and do something like this, showing up unannounced. They're strangers. Like, this should never be anyone's go-to play. He stays firm that she can't see the big surprise from inside. She's still surprised that he'd even remember her house. He asks again, "Are you outside? You'll know when you see it." She says, "I can see the sunset. Please go outside, it's better than just the sunset." She says she can see the sunset through the blinds where the neighbors can't strike up a conversation, but then declines to go outside. His surprise being better than a sunset, that's gonna be a pretty high bar to clear. People love the sunset. There's a lot of hype around it. It's like one of the most cited things that people enjoy seeing on a daily basis. So to deliver a surprise to compete with that, you got your work cut out for you, buddy. You really do. She sent a picture of the sunset through the blinds saying, "Stunning." He said, "You have to trust me." And she says, "I won't." Very smart. She has absolutely no reason to trust this worm. They met one time 6 months ago, and to just follow along with these instructions here seems like a recipe for disaster. It's just downright dangerous. Like she'd go outside and just get gadooshed by this weirdo, like he'd put a bag over her head or something. He says, "It's worth it. It's beautiful like you. I wish we could view it together, but go outside." She says, "No." Very firmly. "You have to look towards the shopping center direction." And she said, "Is there a proposal in the sky?" Which is exactly where my head went when I was first reading this, like I mentioned. It feels like one of those like big elaborate proposals. You go to like a baseball game and you're like, "Look at the outfield. What's going on in the outfield?" And it says like, "Will you marry me?" But in this case, it would have been like the flyover with the banner or whatever. This feels like a scene in a horror movie where the bad thing needs to be like invited in or something, like a vampire. So now he's doing his best to persuade the victim And she is doing a great job of just shutting that shit down. She is not trusting him, which she absolutely shouldn't. This is just a complete fucking stranger who is telling her to go outside randomly, walk around, and then look up at the sky. This NPC only has a few dialogue options, and he's exhausting all of them. He just keeps saying, "It's something, trust me." She says, "Are you stalking me?" Which the answer is a resounding yes, he absolutely is. "It's good, I promise. Are you trying to kidnap me?" That's a good idea, actually, but not today. A little bit of Reddit humor there. Tip of the fedora, m'lady. A good one, sir. Excellent gambit, gentle sir. Saying that it's a good idea to kidnap her. He's clearly making some kind of, joke here, but it falls really flat considering he has actually showed up at this woman's house that he does not know at all and is scaring the shit out of her, trying to instruct her to go outside. Come on. How stupid can you be? Sure is starting to feel like I'm going to be pushed inside a van. Babe, hurry. 3 hearts. Tell me what you're talking about, lol. If you don't, it's coming to you. Uh-oh, the ultimatum. You either go outside and play ball with his delusions, or the thing is coming your way. He's going to unleash the hounds. She responds pretty normally to that, saying, "That's legit scary." Which it is. It's downright a threat. And he's like, "No, what? Sweetie, it's all good, kissy. Okay, I'll tell you, don't be mad. I drove up to see you." The surprise is me! I'm here! Oh, if you don't come out and see me, I'm gonna come up and see you. Yes! What a fucking maniac. She's clearly not very excited about this surprise, saying, "I hope you're joking. I'm at the shopping center. Come over and see me." Oh my god. What a fucking lunatic. I'm always so dumbfounded by people like this, because I really can't understand what they thought the outcome of all this would be. No sane person would think that they'd respond well to something like this. It's been 6 months. You weren't talking. She's not going to be excited to see you. What fantasy played out in his head? Where he'd say, "Come outside, look at the sky." She's a little afraid, but then you tell her that it's you there, and then all of a sudden she can't wait to come see you. She throws her shoes on, takes her top off, and runs at you with titties bouncing, and then jumps right into your arms. What could you possibly think would happen with this? It's just creepy. There is no world where anybody would respond positively to this. So she says again, "You're joking. I'm serious. I wanted to see you and give you a hug." So she says, "Why not ask me?" "Because you always say no, but I think you need a hug." He clearly knows best. He is the woman whisperer. He knows what she needs more than she knows. And he knows she needs a hug from him. I mean, who wouldn't need a hug from this guy? I bet it's such a warm embrace, so cuddly. And he's so sweet about it, too. He carved some time out of his busy afternoon spent plucking feathers off of live animals before boiling them alive, so that way he could come here unannounced and surprise her with a little bit of his presence after leading her outside, telling her to look at the sky, so he could sneak up on her and give her a big old hug. Oh my goodness. And they say romance is dead. Isn't that crazy? With someone like this out here keeping it alive, chivalry is certainly thriving. If you thought I'd say no, why trick me into coming out? Exactly. Checkmate. I wanted to surprise you. Ooh, he wiggled his way out of there with some smooth talking. A great surprise. Very good stuff. You knew I wouldn't like it, though. Please don't come over here. You would once you see me. Come over, please. No, I don't think she would. I really don't think anybody would, to be honest with you. I think you need to go back to the padded cell. Please stop. I'm kind of scared. I'm coming to knock on the door then and say hi. So now he's really going hog wild here. It's going full-blown criminal. I'm telling you no. Go away. Do not come here. I'm so serious. Leave or I'll call the police. This is where the adventure comes to a close. He says, "Please say hi, sweetie," with a heart. She says, "Never contact me again. I'm calling the cops." Apparently what happened is he started banging on the door and shouting her name until her dad went outside and scared him off. So the psychopath not only tried to lure her outside with these little breadcrumbs of, "Look at the sky, it's crazy out here, there's aliens above us, you gotta go outside and see this right now." He went from that to literally charging her front door, banging on it, shouting her name. So clearly this guy is unhinged. Hopefully he was reported to authorities. I know they don't usually take stalking super seriously, but at least having it logged in there will hopefully help. This girl handled it really well. She wasn't playing ball with any of this guy's tactics here. So hopefully that'll be the last she ever hears from him. That shit is horrifying.
But yeah, anyway, that's really about it. Yep. Here's something I haven't done in a long, long time. A text thread. This puppy is something Matt sent me this morning and it's special. It is irresistible. I have to yap about it. A guy had been seeing a girl he matched with on Hinge for like 2 weeks. They'd only hung out a couple of times, but he wasn't really enjoying her company all that much, and instead of just ghosting her and disappearing, decided to just rip the band-aid off and put in his 2 weeks notice, like, I'm resigning from this, we had some good times, but, we need to go our separate ways into the sunset here. And all hell broke loose. It was a pretty respectable message. Hey, I'm realizing we're not aligned in ways that matter to me. I'd rather be honest now than keep moving forward when I don't see it working out long term. Very concise, to the point, it's not rude, very simple. And man, that hit like the meteor to the dinosaurs here. Oh, well, okay. I hope you find what you're looking for, I guess. Me thinking I found my person and you don't even feel the same, LMAO. He just says, same to you. Now I'm sad. Block me. All because I want to tell you conspiracies, and I want kids. Now, you know me, I love conspiracies like Garfield loves lasagna, but there comes a point where it's just overwhelming. This individual here, she's not just wanting to tell him conspiracies, she is obsessed with conspiracies. She lives and breathes conspiracies out the wazoo. You're about to see just like a flood of unhinged like lore dumping. She starts trying to give this guy homework on conspiracies. She then gets into anime monologuing territory. It's also been 5 days and people change. Life changes. Circumstances change. But war never changes. And you know what else doesn't change? Once you reach a certain age, that is, your height. Isn't that a damn shame? I actually felt something with you, which isn't something that happens often, but you know what you want from your person, I guess. I don't know why I'm reading this like AI. It's first thing in the morning. Now we can actually fight. Thank God. It's about time we can actually fight. Woo! Yeah! What a weird thing to throw in there. That's what I get for liking a lib. I'm upset because what the fuck? Fix your feelings, I don't care. Men and their illusion of options. Yes, you see, there's only one option, and it's her. All roads lead back to this angel. I told you at dinner I like to talk out my ass when it comes to conspiracies. I thought I fell in love with you when I came over, and the entire time you didn't even want me there. That's delusion, and that's okay. God, that's like just scary, the fixation, like how quickly that can happen. I thought I fell in love with you when they've only hung out like a handful of times over the course of 2 weeks. Thank you for your time, LMAO. I am again done dating for a few months. Our week pictures. I can't quite make out what that's supposed to be. It looks like the inside of a dishwasher. I don't know if they shrunk themselves down on Miss Frizzle's school bus or something and took an adventure inside of a dishwasher, but that's what it looks like to me. I'm not really sure, but she sends like some pictures to commemorate the great times they had together. And now I have to take down and restart my hair, because why am I literally doing it pink like you wanted? And I have to kill you on Sims. That's one of those big red flags right there. There's a lot to unpack with just that one line. Now I have to kill you on Sims. That's that psycho shit, like ripping the wings off a butterfly. So, first of all, she made him in Sims, after barely knowing him. Kinda weird. Really odd. I guess she was like planning their lives together through Sims to see if it's something that she, is ready to, get ripping and roaring on. And now that it's gone south, she's going to have to execute and murder him on The Sims. I imagine there will be torture involved too. Just a hunch. Just a hunch. A girl that actually likes you is too much, LMAO. Anyways, I'll see you Saturday. I love that. After all this, it's like, okay, so now that you're done being stupid about this whole, like, we don't align type of thing, I'm going to see you on Saturday. Isn't that right? I will see you Saturday. Don't you forget it. I will see you Saturday. Yes, I killed you on The Sims, but I had to do what I had to do. It doesn't mean I don't want to see you on Saturday. We're still soulmates. We're meant to be together. You know that. I like you. You know that. And you don't have a choice. It's an illusion of options. First day you didn't see me in a row and I got my man taken. Well, man didn't get taken. Man just came to his senses. This is all very concerning stuff. Like, it is what it is. He was upfront with you about it. He didn't ghost you. And man, I gotta tell you, I think overall this response to it is showing that maybe this just wasn't the right fit. Telling me to keep you just for you to leave.
I'm sorry for blowing you up, but I'm just a deeply loyal person. I don't see what we don't agree on. And even then, why do we have to agree on everything? We're human with our own lifestyles and experiences. I'm so sad. While I'm sensitive and bleeding isn't nice, could have waited 2 days when I'm back to being myself. And then she puts a screenshot from another match she had on Hinge where she's talking about the Mossad and the CIA, which I'm not really sure what that has to do with what's going on here, but she does provide it regardless, I guess, as like some parting ways reading to brush up on if you want the real. This is why I hate liberal men, because why are you more sensitive than me? Well, I think him sending one message about like, hey, it's not working out, I don't really love us together, and then you having 45 messages over the course of like an hour and a half, it doesn't seem like he's more sensitive at all, actually. That's kind of a weird projection, to be honest. That's a bit of a reach. I'll give you one day of space. I'll see you tomorrow, caps locked. She's gonna be in like a fucking tree with binoculars looking at him, spying or something. Smiley face. Yeah, I don't care. You're either with me or we're together. Those are your only two options. Oh, fuck. About to kidnap him or something. It reminds me of that hat. You're either drinking 14 beers with me or you're drinking 14 beers against me. You're cute, smart, laugh at all my jokes, easy to talk to. I like your hands and your arms and your weird nerdiness. Okay, I have shit to do, but still, count your days. Literally one, but yeah. Okay, bye. Have a good day. And then she drops some more screenshots here. This one's about Jewish tradition and Jewish banking. So it's becoming a full-blown Twitter thread here, and it goes on for a little while. Then she starts sending these. All of this over the course of 2 minutes, so it's all saved to her phone. And I'm actually so fucking hilarious, and I wanted to cook for you and love you forever, blocking your blessings, and I give immaculate head. Shit, wait a minute. Hold on. We may have been too hasty here. That ought to make him rethink everything. We can now disregard the previous 66 messages that have come through here, and maybe we can at least reevaluate this relationship. That's quite the Hail Mary. And I'm a trust fund kid with VA benefits because both my parents are retired and on 100% disability. Lol, okay, I'm done now. Your loss for sure. What in tarnation? What? I don't even know what to say about that section there. Have fun with bitches that don't like you and that aren't funny or pretty or won't want to do anything for you. I was OTP with my best friend. I don't know what OTP stands for. In League of Legends, that's one trick pony, but that doesn't really fit here. But whatever. I was OTP with my best friend, literally telling her how much I liked you when you sent that message. Because what the fuck? But I know we're never gonna see each other again, so it's all good, friend. I hope your date goes well. Actually, I hope she's ugly. And loves the white savior complex. I caught feelings way too fast. My fault for sure. I'm glad you feel safe. That's good. You could have warned me. Literally, if you haven't blocked me, I don't know. I'm gonna keep going until I feel better. I don't need a response or anything. I feel really defeated. But it could really just be me on my period. I was so ready to lock in. Actually, I did. See, this is why you always have multiple men. But I didn't want multiple, I wanted one. I want to be a stay-at-home mom in the woods with a garden and my bakery. But you don't have just one man. You just sent a screenshot like 10 minutes ago of you talking to another guy on Hinged about Mossad. Like, what do you mean? You definitely are talking to multiple men. But I guess this was her favorite. You want to live in the city with no kids and be 50-50 with whomever. So I get that. But the last bitch you were with, you tricked for, and I didn't even want that. What does that mean, you tricked for? I'm not familiar. Like, what do you do? Hit it like a kickflip or something to impress her? I'm not positive. But, like, even she's confirming that they want, like, different things. Like, it should be, like, a really amicable split here. And I'm calling it a split, but they're not dating. They hardly know each other. They're just, like, a step above strangers. Didn't even give you anything. Or maybe you lied. I wanted a partnership. And you want... I don't even know, actually. It's okay. I'm too pretty to be doing this. Have a good day. Especially when we have everything in common. Do you have any friends that like Mario and being in love? Mario's like one of the most well-known property of all time. I bet he has tons of friends that like Mario. And as far as being in love goes, it's like a basic human desire that 99% of the world also feels and wants. So yeah, I would say I don't know this guy, but I would say with high confidence he probably has a lot of friends that like Mario and being in love. Just a hunch. And like obsessive conspiracy theorists. Yeah, see, like conspiracy theory and yapping about it's like really entertaining and enjoyable. But when it becomes a full blown obsession where it's like all you think about and all you talk about, it's no longer fun anymore. So like that's not a good thing. That's a negative. I do need a response, actually. You haven't blocked me. Why are you letting me still text you? Close the door and move forward with someone mediocre. That's more your speed. I'm just gonna say you have a shrimp dick and move on. I feel better now. Well, that's good. I'm happy to hear that. I'm glad they were both able to reach a point where they feel better about all of this. And then she comes back a few hours later. Hey, I just wanted to apologize. I'm not used to meeting good men, so I thought it was too good to be true, so I tried to scare you off. I realize I messed up, and if it's okay with you, I want another chance, even if we're just cool for now. If not, it's okay too. You're an amazing man, honestly. I know that's quite a cliffhanger to be left on, but according to the guy who posted this, he did end up blocking her after that apology. So it's seeming like they're not going to be seeing too much of each other anymore. Probably for the best, they don't seem super compatible. I am sure she will find someone that she can spit conspiracy theories back and forth on. Now is the perfect day and age for that. She could probably find 10,000 men through Twitter right now that would absolutely love her. This just wasn't, the right choice here. They weren't meant for each other, and that's okay. I don't think you need over 100 messages when A, you don't even know the person very well, you've only seen them like a couple of times, and B, it's just not that deep. Like, it's seriously just not that deep. Anyway, though, that's really about it. So yeah, my friend sent me something today, and I really appreciate that he was thinking of me when he found this. It's a text thread. Well, it's a very short series of texts between a very short man and his now ex-girlfriend whom he broke up with because she had the audacity to wear heels around him. Now, I myself am also a fun-sized gentleman. I am on the shorter side of things, and I can see why Matt thought of me when he found this story here, this adventure. So the background is these two went to a party, she wore heels, he got really salty and upset about it, so he broke up with her because she was now taller than him while wearing those heels. So she's now trying to process this and figure out what the fuck just happened because he had a conniption in the car and then spiraled out of control. So now she's trying to get some clarity here. I'm still so confused. Can we just talk? I never meant to offend you. I just really like heels and wanted to look good at the party. I'm sorry. Imagine having to apologize because you wore heels. Imagine being around such a sensitive fucking loser that just wearing shoes was offensive to them. Don't chat me, man. You're embarrassing to be around, and even now I'm not with you and you're still embarrassing. Do you realize what you done? I gave you everything and you threw it back in my face. He can't even use the right threw. His fucking goober. I don't even know how you make that mistake with threw. When you're actually old enough and mature, you will remember this time and realize you fucked up. This weenie thinks that she's going to be reminiscing about this relationship in the future, as if she's ever going to think about this little McNugget in any way, shape, or form after this, other than maybe looking back on it and laughing. This is such an over-the-top reaction to something so trivial. This is comedic. So I imagine she might think about this in the future as a haha, you remember when I dated that gnome who got fucking pissed off because I just wore heels once? Yeah, what a crazy time that was. Meanwhile, this guy is fluffing himself up, thinking that he's the best thing that's ever happened to this girl's life, and down the road she's gonna realize she made such a huge error in judgment to wear those heels, to insult his masculinity at a party. She'll lose sleep over it, and she'll rue the day. I just wore heels, though. I don't mean that hostile, just literally confused. Seems like you flipped so quick, and now I'm just feeling confused. You're too masculine for me and I deserve better. Yeah, you're too masculine. You wore heels. That's like the most masculine thing a woman can do, obviously. You're way too masculine. I'm high value, and you are still a child and finding your way in life. Yeah, this seems like behavior of a high value male. Melting down all because you're short and insecure and your girlfriend wore heels so she was taller than you and you just didn't like that. Brother, you're short. Get over it. Like, you can't change it. If you hate it that much, go get leg lengthening surgery. Goober is whining about feeling like less of a man because his girlfriend had heels on, God forbid. What a sin. There's nothing high value about having a list of things that can't be done around you so that way you don't feel like a loser. That makes you a nuisance to be around. That's not high value, that's high maintenance. Goober. Like, he is trying to, like, hypnotize himself with it. Like, he stands on his step stool so he can look himself in the mirror and just reaffirm that, I'm high value. I'm high value. I'm high value. She's wrong because she wore heels. She insulted my value. It's not your fault. I understand you aren't very conscious and have baby brain. Oh, God, just reading that sentence out loud is revolting. I understand you aren't very conscious. What is he doing? Dating a dead body? Like, what? I don't think he's expressing what he means to. Then he's insulting her, calling her stupid, basically, for having the idea of wearing heels around this short, insecure loser with such a short fuse. It's absurd. I really wish that she had, like, started dunking on him. He is so sensitive. All of this, all worked up because his girlfriend wore heels at a party, which made him feel emasculated. I have a high-value network, and when I'm around big people... I already love the start to that sentence. Big people. I don't know if he means physically or metaphorically, like, you know, powerful people, or if he just means tall people. This man just goes to a party and, like, with average-sized people, he just thinks he wandered into the fucking Elbaf land of the giants from One Piece. It's so fucking absurd reading the things this guy had to say. All over him being just so uncomfortable in his own skin. When I'm around big people who I can network with and elevate my business and future, I need someone who shows me off and compliments me. So needy, brother. Oh my God. Makes me look good in front of others. You're not that. Don't message me ever again. She did nothing wrong. She wore heels. That's it. It's not like she went out there and started insulting him or anything. He just lost his mind. He's going off his gourd here just because she wore heels and was a little taller than him at a party. Who cares? Get over it. You are short. I am short. It is something you're gonna have to come to terms with, man. It's not changing, unless you do want to go through leg lengthening. And even then, even if you do go down that path, you're gonna get made fun of for that too. You're gonna get clowned on. So your best bet is to come to terms with it now, instead of letting all this hostility fester where you're lashing out at people that have done nothing wrong with this short man syndrome of being, like, so hostile to anyone you think is slighting you. She did nothing to insult you. All she did was wear heels because she likes wearing heels. That's a very normal thing to do. If she was a little taller than you, so what? It is what it is. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. It's not that big a deal. It's not worth being this insufferable piece of shit to her all over that. And then, like, breaking up with her and, you know, just going ballistic for something so minuscule that doesn't matter. He talks as if he needed to do this to appease his high-value network that he's built up here, like some kind of fucking Illuminati or something. But it sounds more like the network he's building up is people that don't really respect him, and he doesn't want to give them more ammo for insults. He's like, geez, you're taller than me in heels. The high-value network that I'm around will not appreciate that. All right, you gotta go. Hit the road, please. You've insulted me. You've made me feel like less of a man. Like, how is that not just so shameful? Being short, it's not the best thing in the world. It's not like I love being 5'6", but again, I can't change it. And I'm not going to be mad about it forever. I stopped being mad about my height when I stopped growing at, like, 21, even though my height had only grown like a couple inches since high school. What am I going to do about it? What value is there in getting angry at anyone taller than me? Or feeling as though people look at me as less of a man? What value is there in me just constantly being on edge about that kind of shit? It's preposterous to get this worked up over it. This is now a message to all of my fellow shortmen out there. Do not be like this guy. Just come on in. The water's fine. Being short's not that big a deal. Trust me, it's really not. It's fine. Anyway, I just wanted to yap about this a bit. Had me giggling. That's it. See ya.